Well, hi there guys, I changed my position, my spot, my photography spot, and I'm going to show you what image I'll be taking also. I'm going to turn the camera around, give me a sec. This is the image I'll be taking. My camera's all set up down here. I already took a couple of shots. I'll show you on the LCD screen. We have amazing cloud coverage today. I'm going to try and hurry up a bit because I think it's going to rain. Well, that's it guys for today, and I'll see you back at the studio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. Well, here we are everybody, back in the studio. I'm going to start editing this image which I showed you on location. It was taken at f11 with a shutter speed of 80 seconds at 24mm and ISO 160. I use a 10-stop ND filter to smooth out the sea, and we'll be turning this image from color into black and white. But first we'll be doing the full edit in color. I'm going to start off by lowering the highlights all the way down, increase a touch of shadows, increase the whites just a touch, and reduce the blacks until I see clippings on the left side of the histogram. A touch of contrast, and I'm going to lower the exposure to around there. I'm going to erase the blacks to remove the clippings again. That's done for the exposure panel, and now I'm going to turn it into Adobe Landscape. Click on the profiles here and click on Adobe Landscape, which will give us a boost of color. I'm going to head down to the effects panel, a bit of texture, and a touch of clarity. I'm going to use the dehaze slider, increase it, just a bit till there. Go down to the detail panel. If you're using Lightroom, all these sliders are just the same. And I'm going to increase a bit of sharpening all the way up to 50. I'm going to reduce the radius all the way down and the details all the way up. I'm going to raise the masking and then hold down the Alt key on your keyboard, and we'll be sharpening just the white parts of the image to around there. Next I go down to the calibration and I increase the blue primary, and I increase it halfway. It looks overcolored, oversaturated. Don't worry, don't forget, we'll be turning it to black and white. And that's what you need to do to get the best out of your image after you turn it to black and white. And here I'm going to show you my method of turning it to black and white, which I do in Photoshop. I'm going to switch over to Photoshop. I'm going to press the open. And here we are in Photoshop. It's going to be a 2-minute changeover from color to black and white. Head down to the right corner, click on the adjustments layer, the black and white circle here, click on black and white. And here, if you need, you can play around with the sliders to adjust each individual color. But I'm going to leave them how they are. Close that one, go back to the adjustments layer, click on gradient map. Click on the drop down window here and click on classic. And here we've turned our image into black and white with a much better result. Next, I'm going to go back over to Camera Raw, or if you're using Lightroom, back over to Lightroom. But before, we need to close these layers here. And we flatten the image and head over to Camera Raw once again. Here we are back in Camera Raw, or Lightroom if you're using Lightroom. And now we can play again with the exposure panel. And I'm going to reduce the highlights once again to around there. Increase a bit of shadows again. And I'm going to leave it how it is. And now we're going to head over to the masking panel here. And we're going to start using the masking. And believe me guys, by using masking, you're going to turn your image into a much better black and white image. In fact, you can even call it fine art black and white. Head over to the linear gradient. And we're going to start by placing it halfway over the sky to around there and reduce the exposure. I'm going to use another linear gradient. Click on the create new mask and the linear gradient, but now we'll just be covering the top part to around there and reduce the exposure once again. And there we have the sky ready. Now I'm going to go back to the linear gradient. I'm going to do the same for the foreground. And here we'll just be using one linear gradient mask for the foreground. And I'll be reducing a bit of exposure to around there. My aim is to level out the top part and the bottom part to the same contrast. And here we're going to start using the brush. I'm going to click on the brush here. I'm going to head down and I'm going to increase a bit of exposure. And then we place the mask where we need to. And here we'll be creating some dodge and burn. I'm going to increase the brush size. Make sure your filter is up to 100 and the flow and density up to 100 as well. And here I'm going to place the mask over the brighter parts of the image to highlight them even more. And I'm going to start off here. I'm going to start off here. And this is what we call dodging. I'm going to place over here as well. And like this, we'll be creating a 3D effect on the image. You can increase your exposure if need to. I'm going to give it a shot. Don't go too much. I think around there is okay. And now I'm going to create another mask. I'm going to press K on the keyboard. And it's going to give me a new mask. And once again, I'm going to increase a bit of exposure to around there. And again, I'm going to place over the brighter parts of the image, but on this cliff side here. And I'm going to place it where this water cascade is coming down. I'm going to increase a bit more exposure just to see. If need be, I'll reduce it. And that should be okay to around there. I'm going to press K on the keyboard again to give me a new mask. But here I'm going to do some burning now. And I'm going to lower the exposure. I start off around there in the 40s or 50s. And I'm going to place the mask over the darker parts of the image now. If you need to, you can decrease or increase the sliders. That should be okay for now. I'll try and reduce it and see what happens. Don't go too much. I think I'll leave it around there to 55. I'm going to create another mask, pressing key on the keyboard. It's going to give me a new mask with all the sliders set on 0. And I'm going to increase the whites now. And the whites, I'm going to place the mask over the white parts of the sea here. By turning the wheel on your mouse, if you're using a mouse, you increase the brush size how you want. I'm going to increase a bit more of white and a touch of exposure. And that should be great. My dog Luna's barking again. And now I'm going to start using the radial gradient. And here I'll be placing it over the brighter parts of the sea. There's not much, so be careful. I'm going to place one here. Don't forget, we're still doing dodging and burning. Should be okay. Not much here. I'm going to place another one. A radial over here. Should be okay. And I think that should be enough. I don't want to exaggerate it. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to head out of the masking. But before that, I'm going to create the last mask, which will be the luminance range mask. And I'm going to show you something maybe you guys don't know. And I'm going to place it with the eyedropper. I'm going to hit the brighter parts of the sky. But it's giving me all over the image. So what we have to do, we use the subtract, select brush, and remove it where you don't want to use it, which is over here. My dog's barking again. And here I'm going to increase a touch of exposure. And that should be okay. I'm going to head out of the masking now, guys. And I'm going to use the curve tool. And here I don't touch the line here in the middle, the curve. I prefer to use the sliders at the bottom. You'll just be doing the same thing. I'm going to increase the highlights, not too much though. Don't forget this is globally. Around there should be okay. Just make sure you're not getting any clippings on the right side of the histogram. And I'm going to try the white lights also. But not too much. Well, we're nearly ready with this image, everyone. I'm going to do the last mask, which is always my final mask. And I'm going to use the radial gradient, and I'll be creating a vignette. And I'm going to place it exactly in the middle. And don't forget to invert it. And I reduce the exposure. Well, there we are, guys. I'm going to head out of the masking. I'm going to reduce the image, and I'll be showing you the before and after. I'm going to press P on the keyboard. That's the before image, and this is our final image. The before and the after. Well, that's it, everyone. I hope you like my editing process. I hope it's easy to follow, and I'm sure you'll get the hang of it with your own photos, images. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, a thumbs up, and leave any comments if you want, which I will answer. See you, and I'll catch you later.